wherever you are joining us. This is Mayegun live. Thank you very much for joining me tonight or this noon. Please read beyond the caption of this broadcast. Read the description as well. Like it, share it, invite your friends, invite your not so friendly friends. You know them, your frenemies, and tell them that Mayegun today. And tonight, I'm not here to try to whip the sentimental line, that line of sentiment of, I told you it was a scam. Not really. I am here to call this, you can even call it an update. So when they were bamboozling you, everyone, gaslighting everyone, when this fraud was being celebrated. There's something I want you, my viewers, the members of this temple of truth, there's something I want you to kind of like take notes of, all right? Including those of you who are the Ronukus as well, the Abrodian Yoruba Ponus, who have been, kind of like whipping this tribal, ethnic sentiments in defense of Tinubu and others. So you need to understand something here. We are not responsible for the destruction of Nigeria by APC, Egbekegbe. In fact, we are among those who want you to understand what it is, right, that they have stacked against you, the system, so that you can possibly stop wasting your time praying for a place that is deliberately being destroyed, right? So, wishes don't change anything. Action does. And in this case, the actions of the rogues in Nigeria and their inactions, which obviously affects millions, tens of millions of people because of them. So on Mayegun's Diary Political, we are not celebrating what some of these Ronukus will call bad news. You know what I mean now? We are actually debunking the social conditioning of, I think they call it a hubris or something, right? A fake kind of like system that continues to take the lives of the same people that they are supposed to protect. So what that means is this. On Mayegun's Diary Political, we all know that the criminals in Nigeria spends hundreds of billions of naira just to lie to their people, confuse them, gaslight them, blame them while they are busy, pillaging the land. So Mayegun's Diary Political is to help you understand that propaganda can build a country. Do you understand? So if these rogues, for what we know them for, whenever they come out to tell you something, normally, right, it should benefit millions. And that is why you have to probe it. So in the process, you discover that it's all charm, it's all fake, fraud with hundreds of millions of dollars, borrowed money in most cases, gone down the drain. And then the people that are supposed to actually have the positive benefit, the impact of such idea will continue to wait. And not only that, they will make they will not give them what they promise. They make their lives even worse off than before they made the promise. So on Mayegun's diary political, in a nutshell, it is to help you stop living the Delulu life. Stop blaming yourself for the actions and the inactions of some career criminals. And if you by any means join the rest of us who have found closure, and then just waiting for that that seizable number size that can indeed dislodge this hegemony. That is why you are here. We are not wishing bad luck on Nigeria. We are not wishing evil on Nigeria, because guess what? We also have families there who are also victims of all these failures, in which we have actually been an indirect victims of a failed Nigeria too, when we have now turned to this, the one that replaced the subsidy that Tinubu removed. So do you not understand what it means that if these guys are actually doing the right thing by the people, you will feel it? Nobody needs to pay anybody to campaign to tell you that things are getting better or things are better, except if you don't like us, you'll be the only ones who can feel it. That's not how it works, right? Imagine if your refineries are working for real. Now get the crude oil. Now get the refinery. Sure, you get now. So if you have any subsidy at all, which now you are not paying anybody any subsidy, you can decide, what the price of that, the products that you are producing from your own refineries. They continue to lie to you. On the one hand, when they went to go and borrow this money, $900 million to revive these refineries, right? So they took $900 million. Then people were expecting a refinery there to start working, right? But the same guys spent nearly $1 billion to import finished blended products from Malta. We exposed all of that at that time. It was like, we are not wishing Nigeria well. To the Ronokus, we are celebrating bad news. We are not happy for any good news. What kind of good news is a news that is fake, that is not impactful? That's the point. That's what you should have known. It was like that of the Nigeria Air. The scam, the fraud was so obvious. But majority of the gullible Warri idiots at the time, and then the current ones, the bad idiots, they wanted it to be true. You can't just want something to happen and then that's it. When some people are actually working in, in opposite direction, it doesn't work that way. Oh, you are happy that the refinery is not working. It's because you people don't wish Nigeria well. But do you know the people that really don't wish Nigeria well? The criminals that took $900 million and told you that your refineries will start working, but yet it has no effect on your PMS and what have you, petroleum product consumption in Nigeria. So what kind of reform that will say you now have a refinery, but guess what? Your importation of PMS is almost doubled. You lie to the people that you removed subsidy. They ask you where is the money, but you lie to them. One day, all of you will believe that they remove subsidy because they put different kind of head and then all these ways on social media, on TV, to give you the importance, the advantage of removing subsidy, but yet you couldn't feel the impact at all in any part of Nigeria, any part of the economy. You can't feel anything, right? That is not wishing Nigeria bad. Telling you what is going on, showing you what is going on. And then the people who have been exposed, they turned around and said, don't listen to him. You know that he doesn't wish Nigeria well. You see all these people, all these Mayegun people, they don't wish Nigeria well. They don't like Tinubu. Whether I like Tinubu or I don't like Tinubu, how does that stop a supposed refurbished refinery from working? And somebody is not in jail right now. So they have now come out to say, well, after 5 months of repeated lies, they now said, okay, the refinery is not working now. How can a refinery that you just finished spending nearly 900 million, nearly $1 billion, to just stop working? Because it never really worked. The pipeline that was supposed to take the crude oil to these refineries, they have been destroyed for more than 6 years now. Out of this, their refinery repair that they are making noise about everywhere, right? No, there is nowhere that they claim that they have actually fixed any of those pipelines that brings crude oil into those refineries. And they said, no, we are not refining. We are not refining crude oil. We are blending some chemicals together that they are now reselling. That means after they import from a blended PMS from Malta, to Nigeria, then they will now take some of them to Port Harcourt, take some of them to this Warri, put them inside one big tank to blend them with other chemicals. That means double the content, then load them again and start distributing them. And when you now ask them, if the refinery is working, how come NNPC is more expensive than Dangote? Because Dangote is bringing his own crude oil from America, from Texas. They will begin to abuse you. They will begin to attack you. They'll begin to tell you that it's because you don't see anything good in Nigeria. How can you see good in evil people who are not hiding it? And they are not just evil people because it's an evil person. Or it's, you can see an evil person. This person is a duplicitous person, is an evil person. Then you avoid them. You can't avoid those who are making decisions that affect the lives of millions of people when they are evil. You don't see, how can you see good in people whose actions every day is to scheme on how to rob Nigeria and you, Nigerians? So they gaslight you. They will say it's because, how come you don't see anything good about Nigeria? Why can't you be talking about other? I'm like, what is my business with Davido and the whiskey that waiting they call? When tens and hundreds of thousands of people are either displaced or on the run from those who want to kill or kidnap them, or those ones who are far away from where these hot spots of kidnappings are taking place, but still they have been kidnapped by hunger. They have been kidnapped by poor health that they can no longer fund. These are real life people. These are real life things. Children have been caught up in the entire economic doldrum. So if you take action as a government, there was supposed to be different between government and politics. You may do politics, the moment you gain power, then you start governance, because your actions would affect lives. You see, when you are in your political party and you are doing all you are, okay, I think that actually does affect, because now from there they start. But the moment you gain power, it's no longer about Christian, Muslim, North, South, what do you call it? Tribe this or ethnic that anymore. It's now going to be about people whose everyday life is to be better. And decision to make that happen lies or rests solely on these rogues. And every opportunity given, they will continue to do what? To offend and manipulate the people, shortchange them. And then when more and more people falls into this abject poverty caused by greed, right? Then they turn around and say maybe they are not praying enough. Or it's because you are abusing your leaders. That is why good thing can happen in Nigeria. Oh, it's because every time, all of you are always, everything everybody is saying about this Nigeria is the reason why Nigeria is not progressing. That's gaslighting. They are gaslighting you. People do that all the time. They are still doing it. Say it to your face and say, it's because you don't say good things about Nigeria. Yeah? That is why Nigerians are not respected abroad, or that is why Nigeria is not progressing. Not because the little resources, I should call it little because it's so kind of like compared to your size, okay? But the resources that you have that should have been judiciously managed among all of us. Yeah? All these resources have now been sort of like cornered by these roles that will steal everything. And despite all the billions and billions they are stealing, they are not leaving them in Nigeria. Like you can say, oh, you are looting, still within your economy, they are taking them out. People are losing jobs, economy in coma, Some people are responsible for that. If you like, cost Nigeria from January to December. That is not the reason why Nigeria has no electricity. That's not the reason why Nigerian military or Nigerian security cannot defeat the supposed religious ragtag, terrorists. Corruption. That is it. Corruption. A corrupt system is actually a threat to the lives of the people living there. It's dangerous, right? So they came out and said that the refineries are no longer working. And I remember telling you then as well that Kyari criminal, the guy who's supposed to be in jail, and then his entire family, including if they have babies, every name Kyari, even anybody who say no be family member with a bear Kyari, they're supposed to be arrested. Then sort them and share the punishment. But for Kyari himself, right, he should be standing there or he should be waiting. But the hangman said, no, I have done my best to make you understand the gravity of what these guys have done in the last 10 years. NNPC is the only oil company, national oil company in the whole world that has never made any profit. But this Kyari guy, he got to a stage, he started cooking figures to show that NNPC is making profit. But guess what? NNPC itself, right, was set up. NNPC was set up to handle Nigeria's oil sector. Among other subsidiary agencies that they set up with them, right? So NNPC will sell Nigeria crude oil, collect the royalty, remit the money to the Central Bank of Nigeria, and then make it public how much was realized from the sale of crude oil and how much has been remitted to the Central Bank of Nigeria, because that money by their law must be shared. But when Warri came in, all of that changed. All of that changed, and people did not possibly notice, or they just didn't care. It was supposed to be a national asset, Abi. Then suddenly they privatized it. They privatized it, right? And then they now sold shares, supposedly to the public. But they sold it to themselves. They appointed, they now opened and they said, oh, it's no longer NNPC. It is now NNPCL. Somebody that got appointed, political appointment, as a GMD for NNPC. And within a space of 5 years, he changed all of that. Privatized it. Appointed themselves as CEO, COO, this and that. All of them as, they are like the board of directors for these new companies created with shares. You get what I mean? Like NNPC is a parastatal setup trained by Nigeria to manage everything that has to do with oil in Nigeria. But no, they privatize it. They shared, they have shares to themselves. I said, how much is the NNPCL? We don't know. But guess what? Suddenly, NNPCL